Well, China's Huawei is challenging Nvidia with a new chip for artificial intelligence, according to the Wall Street Journal. Huawei has reportedly told potential clients that the chip is comparable to Nvidia's H100.
All right, folks, the AI world is heating up, and Huawei's throwing a curveball with their new chip. This is known as Ascend 910C, and it's not just another gadget. It's Huawei's way of saying, hey, Nvidia, we're coming for you. And trust me, this could shake things up big time. Not just in tech, but way beyond. But hold on, there's more to this than just two tech giants trying to outdo each other. We're talking about the future of AI here, and who's going to call the shots on the global stage. So, buckle up. We're diving into this AI showdown, and we'll break down how this tech tug-of-war could totally flip the script on innovation and power across the globe. It's going to be one wild ride. Okay, so the AI chip game is really heating up now. Huawei's not just dipping their toes in, they're diving headfirst into Nvidia's pool. But this isn't just two tech companies duking it out. Nah, we're looking at a full-on USA versus China showdown over who's going to run the tech world. Since 2019, the US has been playing hardball with Huawei. They've slapped on some serious sanctions, basically telling Huawei, no high-tech toys for you, especially when it comes to the cool stuff like AI and those fancy semiconductors. Whole point? Keep Huawei, and by extension China, from getting too big for their boots in the global tech scene. Now, Nvidia's been trying to play it cool. They've been offering China some light versions of their chips, like the H2O. It's like the diet soda of the chip world. Not as potent as the real deal, but it keeps Nvidia in the Chinese market without ticking off Uncle Sam. Here's where it gets spicy. Huawei didn't just roll over when the US started flexing. Nope. They doubled down and went all in on making their own AI chips. And boom, out pops the Ascend 910C. This isn't just another piece of silicon, folks. Huawei's standing up and shouting, we're still here, and we're ready to rumble. They're basically telling Nvidia and the whole world, sanctions, schmactions, we can play this game too, and we're playing to win. So how does Huawei's new toy, the Ascend 910C, measure up to Nvidia's H100? You know, the one everyone's been drooling over in the AI world. Well, Huawei's not being shy about it. They're pretty much saying, yeah, we can hang with the big dog, especially in China, where Nvidia can't bring their A-game thanks to those pesky US sanctions. Here's the kicker. Some of China's tech heavyweights like ByteDance and Baidu are already taking the Ascend 910C for a spin. Guess what? The early word is that this chip might actually give Nvidia a run for its money. We're talking about the real deal here. Training AI models and crunching massive data sets. You know, the stuff that makes the AI world go round. This isn't just about who's got the fastest chip on the block. Huawei's playing a bigger game here. The Ascend 910C is in fact Huawei's way of saying, hey West, we don't need your tech, we can do this on our own. It's like they're trying to flip the whole tech world order on its head. So, Nvidia's H1100 has been the top dog in the AI chip world for ages, right? Huawei's new Ascend 910C is like that new kid on the block who's not afraid to pick a fight with the biggest guy in school. If this chip is as hot as they say, it could totally shake up the AI chip game, especially in China where everyone's chomping at the bit for some serious AI muscle. Now, picture this. Huawei's new chip hits the scene, and suddenly the whole AI chip world goes topsy-turvy. Nvidia's been running the show for years, their GPUs pretty much powering everything from fancy deep learning stuff, crunching ridiculous amounts of data. But now, Huawei's new toy is ready to give Nvidia a run for its money, especially in China. And let's face it, China's not just any market. It's the motherlode for AI tech, growing faster than a weed on steroids. Here's where it gets really interesting. Big shots like ByteDance and Baidu are already eyeing up the Ascend 910C. If these guys decide to ditch Nvidia for Huawei, it's going to be a big deal. We're talking potential market share nosedive for Nvidia in China, and that's a market they've been milking for all it's worth. But it's not just about Nvidia losing some cash. If China's tech giants jump on the Huawei bandwagon, it'd be the start of something huge. We might see China really stepping up its game in the tech world, pushing hard for that tech independence they've been dreaming of. So, Huawei jumping into the AI chip game could shake things up big time. We're talking more competition, which usually means cooler tech and maybe even cheaper prices. That's pretty sweet news for anyone looking to get their hands on some AI goodness. But hold up. Huawei's not out of the woods yet. They've got some serious hurdles to jump. First off, can they make enough of these chips to meet demand? And let's not forget about those US sanctions hanging over their heads like a dark cloud. One wrong move and their whole supply chain could go up in smoke. Now, if Huawei can pull this off, they could totally flip the script and become a big-time player in the global tech game. Even with all the buzz around the Ascend 910C, Huawei's still got an uphill battle. Those US sanctions? They're like a ball and chain, keeping Huawei from getting their hands on the really good stuff they need to make these chips. Sure, they're leaning on Chinese suppliers more. But let's be real, those guys are still playing catch-up with the big boys in chip making. And making these super smart AI chips, it's not just about coming up with a cool design. You need some seriously high-tech gear and materials. Stuff that Huawei can't touch right now because of those sanctions. Any hiccup in getting the parts they need could slow things down, giving Nvidia more time to dig in their heels. Oh, and let's not forget about the whole US versus China tech showdown. That's like a ticking time bomb. Who knows when more sanctions might drop? So, Huawei's pulled off something pretty cool with the Ascend 910C. But they're not home free yet. They've got a mountain of challenges to climb, and it's not just about how good the chip is. They've got to dance around all these external pressures and keep churning out chips without a hitch. If they can pull it off, this chip could be a total game changer. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, you know? Now, let's zoom out for a sec. Why is everyone losing their minds over this Huawei versus Nvidia showdown? Here's the deal. This isn't just about who's selling more fancy computer parts. We're talking national security stuff here. They're the secret sauce in all kinds of high-tech gear, from military gadgets to cyber defense systems. As AI keeps worming its way into all these crucial areas, whoever controls these chips is holding some serious cards. For the US, it's all about keeping these super smart chips out of the hands of potential troublemakers. That's why they've slapped on these strict export rules, especially for top-shelf chips like Nvidia's H100. They're worried these chips could soup up military tech or help build some next-level Big Brother surveillance stuff in places like China. On the flip side, China's thinking, we need to make our own chips or we're toast. They want to cut the cord on foreign tech and make sure their important stuff isn't relying on someone else's gear. That's why they're throwing money at their chip industry like there's no tomorrow. They're dreaming of a tech world where they don't need to ask the West for permission. The stakes in this tech tug-of-war? Sky high. We're not just talking about who's going to make more money. This is about who's going to have the upper hand in keeping their country safe. Whoever wins the AI chip race isn't just taking home a trophy. They're potentially reshaping how power works on a global scale. This tech battle could end up changing the whole world order. Pretty wild when you think about it. Hey, if you've stuck around till the end, you're a real champ. Drop us a line down in the comments after you have smashed that subscribe button. We'd love to hear what's buzzing in your brain about all this.